Thank you so much for making time to be here today with us at Serena. I really appreciate you taking your time to be here. So today we'll be talking about market women. I know I've reached out to a number of you talking about market women and why this event is important, but we're very grateful that the day is finally here. So just to start my introduction, my name is Priscilla Okutoi. I'm part of the banking and financial services at MicroSave Consulting. So as we proceed, we'll start the day by having a presentation, just taking us through Market Women, what the project has been about. And before that, we'd like to welcome Kim, who will be taking us through that. Kim has been working with the Market Women project since they began, and he also has experience supporting financial services, doing product development, doing concept testing, because we realize for most of these segments that we are supporting, they're really new and they're very niche, and the needs that market women might have might not be the common needs where you and I can walk into a bank and get a facility. But for them, their needs might be different, and most of the time at MicroSave, we must engage financial services to see how can they be able to structure products that fit this particular segment of people. So let me welcome Kim, who will be taking us through the next segment. Kim, karibu.
Thank you, Priscilla, and thank you everyone for making the time. It's really a pleasure when you plan an event like this. You're not sure if people are going to come, and if you have a slight bit of anorexia and like me, you're a bit agitated of whether things will actually pan out, it does feel great to see you all in the room. So thank you so much for making the time. So as I'm getting started on the opening remarks, let me start off by saying this has been a 2-year journey that we've undertaken with many of you. It's been a journey of many ups and downs, but we have been grateful that we've been able to get to this milestone in the project, where we are closing out and we're telling you this is what we have done. But in the spirit of being African, we don't want to be the ones to toot our own horn, and that's why we've invited different financial service providers, different panelists to come, so together we can have a conversation on what's been done, and then we can also have another conversation of what's left to be done. So what will we do today? I've already alluded to this. We will have a panel that we'll be discussing with the youth. So that was one segment that we didn't introduce at the beginning quite intentionally, because we wanted to give them a special spot now. Then we'll have a conversation with financial service providers. Priscilla has already mentioned a few in the room. Thank you so very much for honoring our call. We look forward to hearing from you. Lastly, we'll have a conversation with the county government. As you know, the county is indispensable to the work that the government is trying to do in development. And so we're very excited that a few managed to make it today, and we look forward to hearing your insights. And then lastly, this conversation on trade women would not be complete without its own designated panel, and we'll be having a few representatives speaking to us about this. Just want to play this documentary. I think a few of you had it as you were coming in, but this summarizes the work that we've done over the last 2 years.
Across the developing world, open-air markets and cross-border trades are the cornerstones of retail trade. These vibrant subsectors provide essential goods and services, ensure sustainable livelihoods for women, and support their families. However, women traders in these subsectors struggle to scale their businesses due to inaccessible, inconvenient, and expensive credit. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation engaged MSC to research and address these challenges through suitable digital financial products in partnership with leading financial service providers.
Our recent work with Equity Bank builds off our rich 20-year history of product development, where we started with its customers in its branches and with staff to understand how it is that women, open air, and cross-border traders access products and services, what's missing, and what we need to do differently.
We learned during the research that women traders heavily rely on cash transactions. This reliance on cash exposes them to theft, inefficiencies in processing transactions, losses due to differing exchange rates, counterfeit currency, and difficulty in managing their cash flows.
Mara ya kwanza wakati tulikuwa tunauza samaki kidogo kidogo, tulikuwa tunapewa fake money. Unapata mtu amekusabilia pesa, amekuwekea fake money. Alafu pia pesa, kupotea ya pesa ilikuwa mingi sana. Sababu ukibeba pesa kwa mwili, mara mtu amekupora, umeweka bag chini, mara mtu amechukua. Alafu long distance kubeba pesa pia ilikuwa inatuwari sana, kwa sababu kubeba pesa kutoka kwa nchi ya nje mpaka hapa Kenya ilikuwa ni hatari kwetu na maisha yetu.
Informed by our work, Equity Bank assessed its product suite and designed the star 247 hash service that allows women traders to open accounts, access credit, save, and make payment.
With women open-air traders, we learned that they have specific liquidity challenges that the bank can address through unique products and services that already exist but can be better positioned. Through consultations with the bank, we developed its star 247 hash solution that caters for these needs. For women cross-border traders, we worked with the bank to design a product that allows women to safely and conveniently send money across the border in a way that is convenient to them, comfortable, and easy for them to access. This is the intercountry product.
Based on our current strategy, where we are focusing on onboarding 100 million customers, we realized that we cannot be able to serve them using our traditional products. That is the banking hall. So we came up with a system called star 247 hash. Using this star 247 hash on all the platforms, you can be able to open an account, you can be able to borrow, you can also be able to save, because it will give you a bank account that is live. You can be able to transact with it.
Today, the star 247 hash and the intercountry product have transformed the landscape for women traders in open-air markets and cross-border trade.
Kulikuwa na insecurity mingi sana. Unapata mnavamiwa from nowhere. But tangu nianze kutumia hiyo mtandao, utapata nimeuza, vile mnaona sahi sukari niko nauza, but I don't have cash with me. Niko tu na pesa, mteja anaweka kwa simu na confirm saa hiyo juu ni nyepesi, utajua saa hiyo kama pesa imeshaingia kwa account, alafu na release mzigo inaenda. Imefanya pia kazi ikuwe nyepesi. Kwa sina saa kwenda kupanga line kwa bank ati nimebebana na cash naenda kudeposit. Pesa yangu inaenda direct kwa account.
We've seen women that have interacted with Star 247 formally being able to, one, access financial services, and through access to financial services, which we commonly know as inclusivity, through inclusivity, it has made these women be able to qualify for other services that are offered by the banking institution. What services am I talking about? One, they are able to get savings products through Star 247 hash. Two, they are able to get credit facilities, which has grown their businesses.
The expansion of digital financial inclusion for women traders in open-air markets and cross-border trade is vital for these women to achieve lasting economic empowerment. This expansion ensures they continue to benefit from the advancements in financial technology and grow their businesses sustainably.
Most women in open-air market and cross-border traders really require training to be able to use interfaces that offer digital financial services. So this training will help them be able to make payments. It will help them be able to buy their goods and also operate in their day-to-day business activities.
Despite all these advancements, women traders in open-air markets and cross-border trades still need more support beyond access to digital financial services.
Zaidi ya mabanks kutuelimisha kuhusu pesa, ningeomba pia wakuja waelimishe kuhusu mambo ingine kama bookkeeping. Kwa hapo sasa wamama waelewa kwamba wanaweka profit ama wanaenda loss,
na pia about insurance, whether we can be covered by insurance or not.
We can support these women entrepreneurs financially by fostering collaboration among all stakeholders in the ecosystem and providing them with business education, mentorship, access to market information, and networking opportunities. This will pave way for a more inclusive and prosperous future for these hardworking women and their families.
Busia is a border country, and we have less infrastructure in terms of markets, because our markets are not enough for everybody. So we call upon any partner that is ready to come up with an infrastructure development, partner with the county government of Busia to ensure that our traders are in a conducive business environment.
Equity Bank, to be specific, we've come through to support them. And we now strictly engage on ability to pay and not about collateral, because what pays the loan is the cash flow. So far, we've seen some good strides, and this impacts positively to the businesses.
Sometimes the regulatory environment around certain commodities, also like fish, are very sensitive or very expensive because the regulations keep changing. It's not predictable. You can't predict how you're going to do your business. And so that's important also to ensure that the regulations are clear, there is transparency, and there's consistency in how the standards are being applied to the different traders.
MSC has worked to empower women in open air and cross-border trade in Kenya and East Africa through this project. We have aligned with financial service providers to increase access to affordable, accessible, and convenient digital financing to help these women grow their turnovers. In addition, we have helped them to unearth ongoing and future business threats, including inflation, currency devaluation, and soaring interest rates. In partnership with the counties, we have uncovered opportunities to extend the financial inclusion frontier for women, youth, and other underserved persons in Kenya. To learn more about our work, please visit our website at www.microsave.net.
So that's what we've been up to for the last 2.5 years or so. It has felt like it has slipped by, but it wouldn't have been possible without each and every one of you in this room. So thank you so much for attending our invite today. We will proceed with our agenda. And with that, I will invite Priscilla to take us through to the next stage. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Ting. Thank you so much, Kim. I'd like to also acknowledge Doreen for all the effort in putting together this documentary. As you can see, putting together 2 years in a 8-minute slide is very difficult. Yeah, please visit our website and you'll be able to just learn more about what other interventions are available for market women. So next, we are going to have a panel conversation with youth entrepreneurs. And I'm going to invite my colleague, Nicholas Mungai, who is going to take us through that session. Nicholas, karibu.
So we'll be having a session with the youth, and I'd like to invite the youth to come in front. That is Kennedy, Dorcas, Victoria, and Shikina. So as they come in front, we'll have an interactive session whereby we'll do a poll. So if you kindly could log into menti.com, Menti, that is MENTI, Mentimeter. So we would like you to answer this question. So what is the biggest barrier that young women traders face when they try to expand their business? So this will guide our discussions with the youth before we start, and we want to also get your opinion on this. So let's have the results. Yes, so the options were lack of access to affordable loans, high competition, limited access to markets, inadequate business and financial training, high operating costs, and lack of reliable transport options. So most of you think that inadequate business and financial training is the biggest challenge, followed by lack of access to affordable loans. Okay, we can move to the next one. So there's another question, an interactive one. So don't log out yet. So what is the biggest challenge that young women face when they are accessing formal financial services? There's a lack of collateral, high interest rates, and limited financial literacy, strict lending criteria, and also lengthy, complex application processes. So again, you can key in your results, we see. Yeah, so again, lack of collateral and also strict lending criteria and lengthy and complex loan application processes. So most of you think those are the biggest barriers there in terms of access to formal financial services. Interesting that you most don't think that high interest rates are a barrier. But anyway, so that leads us to now the panel discussion. So with me, I'm joined with Kennedy. Kennedy, how are you doing? Yeah, so maybe Kennedy, just give us a brief journey about your business, your entrepreneurship, and what it is that you do.
Thank you. My name is Kennedy Kiprop, Director, Canon Multi-Service Limited, Director, Goldstone Investment Limited, and also Director, Nayara Dairies Enterprises, which was my primary investment just coming from school. And in a brief history of how I started, after graduating, that was back in 2018, I came home, and the one thing I saw that I could turn around and make it my first investment was milk, because my farmers are, can I call them traditional farmers? It's more like habitual especially for us Kalenjin. So there are cows here, and I've seen them struggle to sell milk. At one point when I was going to campus, I almost missed to go to school because whoever was being supplied with milk had not paid. And so to me, I saw that as an opportunity, and I started taking the milk from my parents and selling and paying them the retail, whatever they used to sell to other suppliers. And that way I was able to build my business, and before it was so long, I had several outlets buying milk from farmers and selling them. We eventually bought a cooling machine and a pasteurizer, and that way I grew into the journey. So I also am an agripreneur, as it's written there. I do horticulture, and also I'm a maize farmer. So yeah, that is one of the many things I do as a young person.
Thank you, Kennedy. So we've seen the different challenges that people have pulled that women face when they need to access finance. So in your case, so what are the challenges you've experienced in terms of access of finance?
Thank you. One of the major ones is, of course, lack of collaterals, because going to any financial institution, the most basic requirement will you to attach a security to the loan facility that you are about you want to get from them. And also one of the other challenges is not most of the banks have facilities that are tailored to young people. in the sense that these are young people with limited credit history, with nothing or very little to attach as security. But of course, they're still expected to have a collateral attached to it. So I think one of the major challenges is lack of facilities tailored specifically for the young people.
My name is Dorcas Kisui. I'm a young entrepreneur. So mine, I've engaged in curios and bead making. So mine is more of creativity. And I've grown to it since my parents and everyone around me is usually doing that business. So yeah.
So have you been able to access digital financial services in the course of your day-to-day business?
Yes, I have, but mostly M-Pesa. Since banks, I have not yet accessed an account yet with, but I wanted to access what doing equity. Yeah, that one is very reliable and maybe cooperative, but the interest rates, they're really high, especially when you want to transact money from your account to your M-Pesa. Oh my God, it's really a bit cumbersome for me since I'm still new.
Okay.
I'm a young in the business.
Actually, how long have you been in the business?
For around 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 23 years old.
Okay.
I'm Shekina Nyambura, founder of Mbura Interiors. From the name, Mbura means rain. And what the whole picture of Mbura Interiors is bringing authenticity to your homes using African fabric, or rather African print. And now we are taking it a step further and bringing African print to your corporate spaces. One of the challenges for me is actually high interest rates, and it's interesting that you guys didn't actually like book that on your polls, because for us, we are so small, our muscle is so small, so we put so little margins in our pricing such that by the time I'm paying 50%, guys, I mean, our margins are so small because, you know, we're young, we're really young. And by the time you're getting enough muscle to now put a higher price or even just build your market and numbers, I mean, we can't compete with those bank rates. That's why we know Fuliza. Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Victoria Nzilani. I have a company called Dylan Kiki Company. I say that I'm a walking mall because I do a lot of things. Currently, I'm in branding and handcrafting. So I do branding, different things, and customize items. When you go outside, you'll find a stand there. I have baskets. I call them Ankara kiondos, African kiondos. That is the current thing that we are doing in Dylan Kiki Company. The main challenge that we get as us operating our own businesses, it's management of our finances. You're the CEO, you're the marketer, you're the accounts. Yeah. So I'm getting this huge amount of money today. Yesterday I got nothing. Today I get something. And then I really struggled to get that sale. Yeah. So I'll feel relaxed. Mm-hmm. And then I think I wanted to get something else. Okay. At the end of the day, I'll go get that, squander that money, and then come back to zero. I say, at the end of the day, I'm the one who makes this money. So I think we lack good
training. It's training.
Training, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, first, youth entrepreneurs start business based on necessity of, most of them, lack of jobs. So they're starting this business based on, I need money. Yet their muscle is very small. Again, I repeat on muscle. So they're making so little profit. So instead of that profit working, okay, I've been in the banking industry. Instead, you should at least account for your salary in that profit. But truth is, that's not what most entrepreneurs do. We get profit, we go pay school fees. We get a loan from bank, we go, we buy shopping. It's not that we don't know. Ni shida inafuata. No, it's true. Let's just be frank. Because you see, let's say you're getting your 10,000 profit at the end of the month. It is very hard for someone with a family to start going running to buy stock na kuna hitaji kwa nyumba. You know?
Yeah.
So it's not like if I talk to her and I ask her, when you don't know how to do it, she knows. She's gone to school. Some of us have our masters, but
what I would maybe ask the financial service providers here to do is to try and come up with a tailor-made facility for the young people, and especially those who are in startups. I know some banks do have that, but it is very important. Like she's complaining about high interest rates, something that all of us face, and how banks misbehave sometimes. You took a loan when the interest rate was 16, then it's high to 18, and you just have to struggle with that. Something else very important is she mentioned something about not having the financial the knowledge. We should have workshops for these young people that come to open accounts with you people, because they're just coming, maybe starting in business, and their business is starting to bring in something, and then they rush to you people, open an account. They even don't know the basic money management skills. So if we can be having trainings and workshops tailored for this category of investors, then we can really help the young people to grow.
Great. Good morning, everyone. Nice to have all of you here. It's a good show of faces and different partners and also our youth entrepreneurs. So just for this panel, I'm going to invite Charity Munyori, Senior Manager, Women and Banking, Equity Bank. Beatrice Gathi, Manager, Micro Enterprise and Women Banking, Kingdom Bank. Rose Kamene, Head of Women Banking, Family Bank. Susan Nyota, Head of SMEs and Alternate Channels, Britam. Helen Ozore, Head of Inclusive Insurance, Apollo Group. Welcome, everybody.
Good morning. My name is Helen Ozore, Head of Inclusive Insurance at APA. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Good morning. I'm Beatrice Kade, Kingdom Bank. And at Kingdom Bank, I support the micro enterprise and women banking. I'm proud to be here today. And additionally, to say that Kingdom Bank is a subsidiary of Cooperative Bank of Kenya. And currently, we are 22 branches throughout the country. And ours is to assure that we have really to support women, all women, and also the sector of the market women.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope I'm holding it well. Thank you. My name is Rose Kamene, and I'm Head of Women Banking at Family Bank, what we call Queen Banking. So I have been in this industry for quite a while, over 30 years. I think the Gen Zs who are here in 1991, some of them probably were not born. So I have worked with several banks. But at Family Bank is actually a family bank. And in a family, nobody invites you to the dining table. Si unaendanga tu. So please pick your chair, come into Family Bank. We've been in the business. This year will be 40 years. And we are serving all cadres. We have corporate, we have retail, we have women, we have Mudosi Junior accounts, we have Greek, we have the specific sections, SACCO, public sector, and all those categories where banks play in a financial way.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Charity Kirote Munyori, Senior Manager, Women and Youth Banking, Equity Bank. I'm glad to be here this morning. In Equity Bank, with the women and youth sector, we've been lending to women since inception back in 1994. And until last year, when we came up with the women and youth banking as a sector, which is going to address the women in different places. There are some who are working, yes. We are coming to you to listen to you specifically. We are already doing a lot of business with the women in agriculture, a lot of business with the women in education. These are the ones who are running the schools. the traders, the importers, the suppliers, and even the women in the health sector, those who are running the hospitals, and not only women, but also men who support women. Probably they've employed quite a number of women and given them powers. So it's employing and giving them some powers also. There are also men who are producing products that benefit women. They are part of my business also. So we are encouraging men to employ as many and also to produce products that support women and also offer services that support women, like the gynecologist.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Susan Nyota. I'm head of SMEs and alternate channels, Britam Microinsurance Company. And for us, we are offering solution for women as well as men, but at all age groups. So we are able to offer both retail as well as group products. We are big, of course, with SMEs. That includes the chamas, the startups, to be able to embed. Our solutions are more on embedding, because I know if I come to you and I tell you, please take this product as a standalone, you start, the way you are saying about the budget, the youths, you'll start saying, will I buy my, my budget, my food, my capital, my profit, or will I buy the luxury sometimes that we do position insurance in? So for us is to be able to educate you, to let you know that we are able to cushion some of the problems that you have, as well as able to be very flexible. As I mentioned, them saying the group that was here, they are not able to have institutions that are very flexible. We are very flexible. We do not need you to be registered. You just need to be organized. Give us your leaders. We work with your minutes, and we are able to offer you insurance risk solutions.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome once again. And thank you, Susan, for starting me off. And so just leading from that, I would want to understand some of the specific financial products or the customized financial products that you've developed, especially catering to the segment that is women, open air, and cross-border traders. I'll pass it from here, and then we can go.
Thank you. Today, I wish to take this opportunity just to create context and demystify insurance. We know if you're not an insurance practitioner, there's your perception, there's your definition, etc. But in 1 minute, I want to use an analogy just to make you remember what is insurance. A good house, no matter how beautiful, if it does not have a roof, is it habitable? No, it's a question. Is it habitable? Meaning what? What's the purpose of a roof? Protection. The roof protects you from which elements? Rain, sun, wind. What else? Someone is saying rats, dust, also thieves, isn't it? So what really completes a house is a what? Is a roof. What also that means? In your financial world, what completes your financial world is what? Insurance. Now, an interesting question, then I answer your question. When it's not raining, or when it's not sunny, or it's not dusty, do you remove the roof and say, it's been a while since it rained, I don't think I need the roof anymore? You don't do that. The same thing in your financial world, the Gen Zs, the open air women, if you do not have a roof over your finances, which is insurance, you are on borrowed time and it could retrogress any investments that you make. Because emergencies of life have a way of setting you back if you do not what we call risk mitigate, protecting your money. So having said that, what products do we have and how do we design them? We design them with emergencies of life in mind. The ones that are universal and cut across everyone, but have high impact on our target women, the open air market and cross-border, would basically be around business interruption, around their health, around their families, around their workers. So in terms of solutions, you find that we will have business related, we will have personal related, and also we will have worker related, just to collapse the many solutions we have in that space. Thank you.
Now, for Kingdom Bank, we do support women and have specific solution for women. We know our women in the market space, they undergo through many things, and it takes a lot of resilience and takes a lot of hard work. So we are able to provide them with a personal accident cover with as low as 5 shillings being the premiums per month. And that is automatic when you open the account. Additionally, we're able to give them a collection solution. That addresses the issue of getting the fake money, what we were seeing in that video previously, addresses the issue of them being unbankable. And once they're able to receive payments through those collection solutions, finally they're also able to get maybe facilities when they come to a bank. Additionally, also, we're able to support them with now the payment solution, or they're able to access their account through our mobile banking, through the digital platform, *344#. They can also be able to download the app if they have the smartphones. Additionally, they're also able to see how are my accounts transacting through the internet banking, and all that is burdened when they are opening their accounts. In addition, we are telling our market women, when you're opening the account, what do you need? You just need maybe your the KYC document, the ID and KRA PIN. So we don't ask any amount when opening the account. And you are telling you, come and we'll be able to support you financially, whether you're banking with us or you're banking with competition. And this loan solution we are talking about is the Faidi Dada loan. And whereby we are telling them, we know one of the challenges our women have, or the women in the market space have, is the collateral. So we are telling them, come, we are able to give you unsecured loans as individuals, and we're able to support you. And these unsecured loans are also flexible. Flexibility in terms of, we understand that you are in different businesses, your income could be also, you may not be also be able to pay the loans maybe monthly. But you can afford maybe, because maybe you are a woman also doing agri, you can be able maybe to pay installments matching your income. So we're able to support them with that flexibility in terms of loan payments.
At Family Bank, we support business people to stock. Kama uko na duka, if you're importing, we will support you. We will give you finance up to 10 million unsecured to bring in your goods, and we will also pay the duty for you. If you have a shop locally, you're also buying stock. If you're an agrovet, whatever line it is, whatever it is you're stocking. If you're a pharmacist, so we have something known as stock finance, and it's one of our most popular products because it addresses the needs of the customer in business. So we're talking about women in business. Then, of course, we have the Jenga Business account, which is a current account again, which helps you access based on your cash flows. We have products for wealth creation. You know about the investment products, you know about the savings products, you know about the Mudosi Junior. As women are working, we find that children are also very close to their hearts. So that's why that account is specifically there, so that as they are growing, they're also growing. I keep telling them that watoto hawajaekelewa mawe, ataenda university, so start the journey immediately the child is born, so that you start saving for their future. We have, of course, the digital financial services products in that line, Lipa na Family, so you don't have to come to the bank. We have agency banking. We have the USSD code. I think let me touch on our credit product for women and for micro, in the micro space, not just women, but we lend as little as 5,000 bob. And for short-term period, medium, and long-term. So sometimes you just need money to just do the business for that day and refund. Sometimes they just want that 1,000 to buy shoe polish and do their business for the day, and they're done. So as little as 5,000 is what we do, and of course into billions and millions. We have a bank assurance unit. Now, when we launched Queen Banking, we realized that they come, you talked about home, you talked about personal accident, you talked about, now we have come up with a bundled product in that bank assurance space. And it covers, for as little as 520 a month, you will get home protection, personal accident cover, last expense of up to 100,000, and there's one more. Last expense, I can't remember. Selina, if you can remember, you'll remind me. But you're covered in 4 ways in that bank assurance. So it's bundled into one.
Equity Bank, we have over 620 products. We've come a long way, as I've said, and we've trained women on how to open accounts through *247#. The same *247#. We are able to open accounts for the ladies. Remember, these are ladies who just started businesses, probably without accounts. So we start from there, which you can also open. It's not meant for ladies only. It's even for men, women, as long as you don't have an account with Equity Bank. Using the same *247#, they are able to move monies from one point to the other. You can still transact from one phone to the other, from an account to the other, from the account to the banks. And this works also within the cross-border business. And this has worked very well for them. Now, when it comes to borrowing, we give different solutions to different businesses. If you are importing, we engage and do something we call import financing, could be letters of credit. Yeah, we make sure your goods are here and we pay them. Once they're here, we convert that into a working capital loan. So you are able to pay. You don't just start paying loans when the goods are not arrived. There is also the working capital. Remember, these women, they don't have those collaterals you're calling collaterals. So we have a solution where we put them in groups. That's group lending. And they're able to save on weekly basis. They are able to borrow, co-guarantee amongst themselves, and they grow. And we give up to 10 million shillings amongst themselves. So an individual can borrow 10 million at the group level. Another solution women want is the investment bit of it, the Chama investment, where we give up to 200 million. But again, they have to grow. You know, you can't just start with a 200 million project as women. We really need to understand what is this you're doing together. They can also come as individuals, where we give up to whatever amount. Ability to pay is what is important. We have partners. We are working together to de-risk women. So we pay some commission here and there to make sure that an institution covers us very well. And we work very well with like African Guarantee Fund, the MasterCard, to ensure that we can come out here and de-risk women. Even to you, the youth, come to the bank, let's have a conversation. Yeah? As long as you have ability to pay. And we only know how you are able to pay by using the same *247# to pay, receiving using Pay with Equity, so your account is active. And from that activity, we are able to score you very well. Insurance, you are not left behind. We have a lot to do with the insurance. Women want something about, their fears is about their families. They fear about their families, then they think about themselves. So we are addressing that. And this by other than just Equity Afia, the health bit of it, we have the medical insurance, which we encourage them to take depending on their ability, and then we finance their premiums, and they're able to access the different hospitals of their choice depending on their ability.
Britam Microinsurance Company, our products are under 2 pillars. It's either retail or group. And on this, then we are able to cover both individual groups, registered and unregistered, as well as, of course, institutional corporations. So when it comes specific to women, what we have done is holistically offer products that are very affordable, simple to understand, and have combo benefits. So if you come, for example, to get our property cover for the women, you will find, we will either insure you because you have a shop, a semi-attached shop, or you are working from home. So it means I will insure your house. Because maybe as you're saying, your business is TikTok. So what is your capital and what is your business? It is your home, internet, and what? Maybe the phone, isn't it? So if I start asking you, give me receipt for the phone, for the laptop, then I'm not going to insure that woman doing that business online. So what we get to insure is the risk. So you are able to say, if I lose my phone, or if a thief enters my house, what will I need to be able to continue selling online? So we insure only sum assured. The other key products that we are offering our women, of course, is something to do with medical. So medical, we have separated 3 times. Fully insured, that means you are able, as my colleague has just said, to be able to be insured, both inpatient, outpatient. You just pay a premium, and then you are able to visit the hospital, either high-end or now what we are good at micro level. The other opposite of the medical, what we are finding with women, they will say, as we have just also had our Gen Z, we do not have that money. So can you insure me when I'm admitted only? So we pay the way NHIF does. So we call it hospital cash. You pay the days you are admitted, you and your family. So you'll find with as low as 90 shillings per month, a home is insured 30,000.
And so we move on to the next session where we'll be discussing trade and how each one and every one of you as an organization can participate in cross-border trade, to be more specific. So today I have the pleasure of inviting Winnie and Gloria, 2 ladies I really look up to and I've had the pleasure of working alongside with great insights. So as they come in, Gloria is the director at Trademark Africa. She has over 25 years of experience. She's previously worked as a banker, worked with the UNDP and now at Trademark Africa. Winnie Oko is the CEO and founder of Lattice, Nairobi, and she's worked in Africa, the US and Europe. And with those few remarks, ladies, karibuni sana.
Thank you very much, Liz. And thank you for inviting us to this forum. I am blown away by the passion shown by the 2 panels before us. So like Liz said, my name is Winnie Oko. I have been in Lattice for 23 years. So where are my 4 years, 4 months entrepreneurs? What Lattice does, we say we create and share prosperity by solving consequential problems. So we want when we show up, everybody feels they'll be better off. Businesses are better off, our clients are better off, the donor agencies we represent are better off. That's what we're about. And why are we in trade? Did you know that more than half of everybody employed in Kenya is employed in trade? That is wholesale and retail, more than half. So when you talk about jobs, they're actually in trade. And then if you zoom out and look at the whole of Africa, 70% of all cross-border trade is done by women. So if you want to move the needle in terms of jobs, in terms of value creation, and you're not in trade, I'm not quite sure. So that's why we are very proud to work in the trade space.
My name is Gloria Teire from Trademark Africa. Trademark Africa is an 11-year-old organization, really with the mission to promote African countries. We used to be in East Africa before, now we are across the whole continent. The idea is for us to trade with each other. Africa trades a lot with the rest of the world and very little with each other. So our role really is to reduce those barriers and really promote trade, because we're a big market. We are over 1 billion people in this continent. We need to do more trade with each other.
So we are big in agriculture and also very big in aquaculture, which is basically fish farming. What we have seen time and time again is that the big needle mover is actually knowledge and understanding. And people said, how come over time you see the same people coming for the same training and the needle isn't moving? This is a good question to sit with because this is what we observe. Now, in the work we have done, particularly in the last 2 years, we said, let's pivot this model a bit. Let's not train and go. Let's instead do an incubation. Let's create an ecosystem that gives people all the inputs they need, the financial access that they need, and then we work with them through a process of knowledge enhancement, so that not only do we train you, but through a series of events, we give you a support group, people have heard it said that it's lonely at the top. It's even lonelier in business or farming. So when you put me in a group of people who are facing my same challenges, the learning lands in a different way. The second big thing is formalization. When you have no license, when you don't have a way of protecting yourself and your business because it's not formal, you end up being exposed to harassment. You end up being not being able to access financial services. So that journey towards formalization is a key barrier that we also address.
Just picking up on that point of informality, a lot of our businesses are trading informally and structured. So basically the trade policy, people don't even know they exist. But that said, I think Africa is in a good space now. We have the Africa Free Continental Trade Area Agreement, and that's building up on the East Africa Community Treaty. So we've already come together as countries and said, let's work together. So under the ESC, for example, there's what they call the Simplified Trading Regime. This regime makes it easier for any business owner, whether they're female or male, trading below $2,000 worth of goods or services to trade across ESC. So these are frameworks that are available and they can support women to trade more, and we are seeing more and more women coming into this space. The issue is information. Back to information. People just do not know. They do not know this framework exists. They don't know how it works. So part of my job is really that, is to make that information known and then encourage women to take advantage of this regime. I wanted to raise the issue that hasn't come up this morning, which is about care work. Trademark did a research and found that out of the 11 hours that women spend trading, they spend 3 hours doing care work. So taking care of children or elderly persons or sick people. So it means they cannot compete with their male counterparts. So one of the solutions we're looking at is digital. Just finding a way for this woman in the comfort of her home to be able to get a market. So we have a platform called Isoko. It's amongst other platforms out here, but the idea is to help you reach your market, sell your product, reach a service provider from the comfort of your phone.
So the next conversation we're going to have will be on counties, and I'd like to invite our panelists. We have Austin Dege, Trade Director, Busia County. Then we have James Lokwale, who's also a Trade Director from Turkana County. We have Winfred Musyoka from Makueni County, and Gilbert Murunga from Trans Nzoia County.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Winfred Musyoka. I work as a credit officer serving the Makueni County government under the Makueni County Empowerment Fund, which is domiciled in the Department of Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services. Okay, this fund is popularly known as the Tetheka Fund. Tetheka is a Kamba word meaning Saidika. So basically this fund targets the marginalized and vulnerable residents of Makueni County, and we are key to empower the women, youth, persons living with disability, and table banking groups.
In Turkana, we have 3 funds. Like Makueni, we have funds for individual traders. We call it Biashara Fund. The second one is the one that is targeting youths and women in groups. And then the last one is on cooperatives. So overall, in the last 3 to 4 years, we have a kitty running into 500 million, advancing credit to almost 4,800 individual and groups at very cheaper rates, 3% per annum, repayable within 24 months.
I'll highlight a little bit on the funds that we run in Busia County. We have 3 funds, but I'll concentrate on 2, which are domiciled in the Department of Trade, Investment, Industry and Cooperatives, and SMEs. So one, we have a fund called Trade Revolving Fund, which was enacted in 2016 by the County Assembly of Busia. And the main objective of this fund was to support women, youths, and vulnerable people in the community. A higher number of beneficiaries
were women. That means that women are really involved in trade matters in Busia. Challenges are there, but we are working to reduce that gap. We also have Cooperative Enterprise Fund, which is domiciled in our department that deals with cooperatives. In Busia County, we have 14 cooperatives which are women-based. And one of the cooperatives that I have to mention is Cross-Border Women Traders. Turkana County plays a very important role, a very key role in building economy of Busia County. As you all know, fish industry in Turkana County is a good business, but this fish passes through the Busia County. So Busia County and Turkana County has something in common. And we are looking forward to work together to reduce that gap by creating an enabling environment for our women doing business. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Murunga from the County Government of Trans Nzoia. Standing in as the fund manager to a fund that is run by the county. The fund is called Trans Nzoia Nawiri Fund. It's a fund that is meant to propel or to provide affordable business credit to all entrepreneurs that are located within Trans Nzoia County. The fund is of course guided by the provisions of the PFM Act 2012, as well as the Trans Nzoia Nawiri Fund Act that was enacted way back in 2015. We operate under two models. Model number one, and which propelled us to where we are operating a model called tender financing, whereby instead of loaning money meant to just loan, we loan money to finance perhaps tenders and contracts with which we've enabled the respective formal women groups to apply, secure, and then we finance them to undertake the loans. When a respective group has already obtained the tender, we do finance them to a tune of 40% to 60% because we know it's a guarantee that, number one, they'll be able to undertake the tender to completion and they'll be paid in time.
The Makueni County Empowerment Fund was established in the year 2016. And then 8 years down the line, that is in the year 2020, we had to stop lending. Why? Because the portfolio at risk had gone high. And this is because we had challenges of repayment of these loans. You realize that most county residents will imagine that a county is issuing grants. The other challenge that made us halt the disbursement of the funds is people borrowing funds and they do not know the reason, the purposes. They do not have a purpose for why they are borrowing these funds. Why? There is no training, there is no mentorship. To cover for these challenges, as a county, we've had to restructure and re-engineer this fund. So currently we are digitizing the Makueni County Empowerment Fund together with Safaricom. We have co-created a digital lending platform where we are saying that our beneficiaries, the groups, the individuals, will now go to an online platform and apply for their loans.
We're also exploring the possibility of working with the mainstream banks to see whether, because of the experience and the capacity in that sector, to outsource management of these loans. So we're in discussion with one of the banks, the leading banks in Kenya, to support us in that role. Lastly, we also have a pay bill, an online platform that allows all the loanees to pay the loans. Thanks.
We have come up with structures to ensure that the loan repayment and recovery is done in a way that the fund is sustainable, being a revolving fund. Because a revolving fund is supposed to stand on itself after 3 years so that other people can benefit from it. With the low interest rates of 5% per annum, it is something that is achievable. So we are working closely with the financial institution, especially in Busia County, with Equity Bank for financial literacy.
With the case of Trans Nzoia County, our fund is being managed at Equity Bank. So insofar as it's a county fund, the salient message that you're sending out is that insofar as it's the public fund, but it's still being managed under the bank. So before someone is extended, a loan is extended to someone, they have to undergo through the whole process of vetting and verification before we now recommend them to get loan. So that one eliminates the aspect of the political aspect at one point, as well as the aspect of defaulting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those insightful conversation. Clearly, I think this should have been a full day event. There's so much to talk about. But at this point, I'll just invite my colleague, Elizabeth, who will invite our head of MicroSave Africa. As they walk out. Oh, okay, Ravi, you can just come.
First of all, a big thank you to all of you for taking out time and being part of this extended session that we had and contributing so actively to the whole discussion. I think the Market Women project, as we started off, it is a culmination of a 2.5 year journey that MicroSave had, and I think as the journey extended, you can see that there are more dimensions of this whole study that came in. I think we started off with just focusing on the market women, the cross-border traders and the open air traders, women traders, and try to understand their financial needs. But as we delve deeper into it, the elements of the financial institutions, their kind of needs, and also their willingness, their opportunities that they are trying to cater to within this segment. I think that was another element that we tried to cover. We also saw the county governments. This was a completely new dimension that we saw, that the opportunities that exist there to target this segment and offer financial services to this segment. At the same time, we also see stakeholders like the Trademark Secretariat and agencies like Lattice, who are trying to again contribute and solve some of these problems that these market women face. And though it's a culmination for MicroSave, this is not a culmination. We hope that this whole effort has thrown the spotlight on the various aspects of this, or that this segment face. We believe that women traders are a critical pillar for this, for the Kenyan economy, and I think more needs to be done in the type of services that can be provided to them. And we saw a cross section of that, right from financial literacy trainings, business trainings, to the kind of products that can be developed for them, both savings, credit, and insurance, all the gamut of products that they need. And I hope that our whole event has thrown some spotlight on the various aspects of this segment, and we hope to continue the discussion along with you. There is a host of collaterals that have been developed over the period of over the 2 years. They are all available in our website. I think if you go to a website and search for Market Women, you will see a set of collaterals that are there. This event itself is actually, as part of this event, we are also trying to, we are running a campaign on social media, and many of these collaterals are sort of available on our LinkedIn and Twitter accounts. So I think you can also refer to those. And again, so I'll not keep you waiting anymore. Thank you once again.